Hi everyone, my name's Simon. I'm an editor. I'm recording this video to show my assistant how I like to use ScriptSync, but I figured I'd share it with all of you as well. I love ScriptSync. I think it's amazing. No other software has it, and it's essential to how I work and how I cut a scene. Some people say it takes a long time to set it up, but I don't think it does. I have a few things that I do that I think speed it up, but also time spent doing the ScriptSync now saves me more than that much time out the other end when I'm assembling the scene or when I'm going over notes with directors and showrunners. If an assistant doesn't have time to ScriptSync it, I'd rather ScriptSync it myself than not have it, because it speeds up my process so much. So we're going to do a scene. This is scene from episode 3 of Three Body Problem, which is on Netflix now. I edited this a year or so ago. My scene bins, I get my assistants to put slates top to bottom. So I've got A slate, B slate, C slate, D slate, takes left to right. I have both cameras as separate rows. So you've got the A camera, then the B camera. And most important for ScriptSync is when my assistants mark up the resets on the clips, I actually get them to break those out. So every reset is a separate subclip. So I've take 4.1, take 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5. That's really important. Breaking out the resets into separate subclips is really important for my ScriptSync workflow. Great, so once I've done this, we go File, New Script. I bring in the whole script. Some people will break out the scene in a separate text editor, but I prefer to just do that in Avid. So I'll bring in the whole script, which I've got from the script editor or the script supervisor or the second AD or the writer. And I'll edit the script, clicking this edit button. I'll search for the scene number. If it's like scene 104, this will take me straight to scene 104. In this instance, I just want to do this scene here. So we'll just click here. I click above the scene. I hold Shift, press Home and delete everything before it. I go to the end of the scene. I hold Shift, press End, delete everything after it. I also delete any other junk like the page headers where it's got the page number. Don't need that for ScriptSync. Or this one I don't need for ScriptSync. If the script supervisor has told me that any lines have changed on the day, like this line, they changed to on his knees with his head in a bathtub, or down here, Jin added hey at the beginning. I'll put those in now. I'll put in a few gaps at the top because that's where my frames will sit, and that's that done. Then I'll select all of the dialogue for this scene and I'll start bringing in slate at a time. If you bring in all takes of a slate, it will then join them all into the one clip. All the takes are here. I can bring in those ones. You can bring them in one at a time. For instance, if I bring in, say I bring in all of those and haven't brought in these two takes here, I can add these two takes by dragging them on top and dropping them onto this one that adds them on the end. Oh, and that slate there. I won't bother bringing in the F slate because there's no dialogue in that, that's just where they walk out. If in one slate they only covered half the dialogue because the scene is kind of blocked and broken up, you could just select the half of the scene and drag it on and it would just do that half. That's very common to have different slates cover different parts of the scene. So now I can close this scene bin and arrange these. I like to have my script in the middle and maybe put a couple of slates on each side. So maybe one character will be on one side and another character on the other side, or I'll put the master shot on one side. But there we go. There are all the slates and all the takes for this scene. ScriptSync is going to listen to each of these lines of dialogue and mark them up on these takes. So by breaking out the resets, it doesn't have duplicate lines of dialogue on any given take. If it has duplicate lines, it adds extra marks, or it gets confused, or it doesn't know where to go back to. This really helps it because ScriptSync knows that it's just listening for one, or it only has to find one instance of each line of dialogue. And even more than that, I'm going to go through and mark up. I'm going to listen, or my system will listen to each take and mark where it begins and ends. So for instance, this take, they don't even get, into it. They reset straight away. So you can drag the end straight up there. This take here ends before Oggy says, no, it's gone. So it ends there. So I'm going to go through every single take, listen to the beginning, listen to the end, and mark up where that is. To do that, you hold down the command button and you can drag the ends of these clips up and down. If you just selected this and dropped the slate on, then it would just drop it on for that bit. But I tend to drop on the entire slate, all takes, and then I move the markers afterwards. So in this one, this is another one where they didn't even get going. This is one where they ended after a lot of pills first, which is that line there. Then they had 3 takes to the end. Then this one ended after theoretical physicist, which is that line. This line ended after, how does that even work? Then these 2 end after, you can select 2 at once, and after along with my career. This one, so they got as far as along with my career, they went back to start, went again, and then they reset again, but they didn't go back to the start, they only went back as far as hope it's not contagious and reset from there. So if they reset but they only go back, you can bring the start down as well. This one went as far as hope it's not contagious again, which is there. Then they reset on both of these just to these scientists, but then this one, you only got as far as there. Then you reset again, played it out to the end. This one went as far as along with my career, as far as that. This one ends at she's tough, mate, which is there. This one starts at hey, starts there. This one ends really early. After what did my buddy at CERN say? Then those 2 go to the end. Then this one and this one, I can take them both at once. Look, there we go. Both to Jack opening a can of his drink there. This one much earlier. Where does that one end? That one ends at theoretical physicist. There. That one to the end. That one to there, and then this one starts from that vision. Right, great. So now I'm helping the ScriptSync. I'm telling it where every take begins and ends. Brilliant. There's 2 different. People get confused with what ScriptSync is. People generally refer to all of this as ScriptSync, but actually this is Avid script-based editing. ScriptSync is just the plugin that listens to the takes for the dialogue and automatically adds on the marks. every Avid has script-based editing. I could share this, or I could do all of this on any Avid, but not every Avid has ScriptSync. Ultimate comes with ScriptSync, but Standard doesn't, Perpetual doesn't. You have to buy it as an additional upgrade. But you could get someone who has the ScriptSync plugin to do the automatic bit and then share the script back to you, give the script back to you. So generally on a production, you might only need one assistant to have the ScriptSync plugin enabled. But that's the bit we're going to use now. I've highlighted all the clips. I'm going to go ScriptSync. I'm going to tell the ScriptSync what a line of dialogue is by clicking select dialogue and saying this here is a line of dialogue. And then it knows that if it's indented at this point, it should listen to it. If it's indented back here or in here or in here, it can ignore it. So click OK. It's going to ignore everything with capital letters, which is the names like this. It's going to ignore text in parentheses, which is directions, like, you know, she looks this way, he looks that way. And I'm going to click OK, and Avid will do its thing. I might get a couple of errors. It probably, there we go, there's an error because it's got to this one, which doesn't have any lines in it. So it says all text was filtered, didn't have any text. I can click OK. We'll get another error when it gets to this one, I think. It's adding marks all across our script very quickly, very clever. I love it. Dun, 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 dun. So quick, absolute magic. And it's done. That's it. ScriptSync now for me is ready. That's all I need my assistants to do. They could have that ready for me in my project. I would be super happy. If you haven't used ScriptSync before, what this has just done is it's marked up every take with these markers. So you can jump straight to a specific line. As soon as you double click on that, it will take you straight to that line on that take for all of these lines. Look, even better, I can select a bunch of these. I can press play and then I can press tab and it will jump through all the options that I've selected. So you can audition the takes very quickly and work out which ones you like and which ones you don't like. I can mark these up, so I can say these takes here, these takes here are the select takes, so I mark those as yellow because they're select takes. Maybe these ones are select takes. So you can quite quickly see which ones the selects are. You could mark up green, say I like these ones and I want to put a green color. I can make those green. If I don't like these ones, I could put a red color, mark those red. So I tend to mark my script afterwards with the ones that I like and the ones that I don't like. So as I'm auditioning them, I can quickly go to them, or if I'm showing a director, I can just skip over the red ones. You can mark the lines off camera with zigzags, just like your continuity and script supervisor does. So maybe you get to Will here and you don't want to look at these takes because he's not on camera, and you will look at these takes. So I would select all of those. So you could just jump straight to these takes. It's brilliant. I love it. It really speeds up my work and allows me to go home at 6 o'clock, which is the most important part. If you have any questions, I'll hang around in the comments, or you can find me on Facebook or Twitter. But hopefully that has helped you all a lot. Cool. Thanks everyone. See you later.